Welcome everyone, my name is Paula Phillips, also known as JournalArtista, and I thought as I'm getting back into the swing of things, with the streaming and practicing, we talk a little bit about the books I'm currently reading and some of the junk I've collected in the past little while. I shouldn't call it junk, it's not junk. Anyways, if you noticed, I share a lot of my folders on Instagram, my photos on Instagram, and then Instagram will push them out to Facebook or Twitter. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen some of the pictures, you'll see that I have been sketching or drawing. So I've had this Danny Gregory book, this is the creative license, for a long time, a couple years, but I never read it. I have a few art books that I buy, I flip through and think, ooh, look at all the beautiful pictures, but I never actually read it. So I've been reading his book, and it really has, let's say, opened my eyes. That just sounds so, it sounds crazy, it sounds silly to say, but you hear me talk a lot about faces. I don't like faces, I don't want to draw a face, I don't want to, it's not my thing, it's not my style, it's not this. And I realized why. Hey Darcy, it's because this whole time I've been drawing faces that other people have seen. Not what I see, what somebody else has seen. So now that, I can, now that I've been practicing, or Danny Gregory talks a lot about seeing things and then drawing what you see, I'm enjoying the process of drawing more. Not just, copying somebody else's dolls or faces. And hey, that's fine. If you like that, that's your art journal. Go nuts. Like I always say, you gotta do what you like. And maybe experiment to try to find out what you like or why you don't like something. So this book by Danny Gregory has really helped me. And my wonderful mother, bought me this book the other day. Oops, it's upside down. I did tweet a picture about this one. Urban Watercolor Sketching by Felix, oh my goodness, Scheinberger? Where's Jean when you need the accent? Scheinberger? It's called Urban Watercolor Sketching. And this, for some reason, right now I've been in my art world, I am being drawn to watercolor. I don't know why, because it scares the pants off of me, but drawing in watercolor. And I asked Dee Dee the other day about, what kind of book she would suggest if you want to do this kind of sketching in watercolor. And then I happened to find this one, which is, it's everything for me I need to know. It's got basics on watercolor, it's got basics on drawing, and to me, this is the kind of art that I want to create, or I want to aspire to create. And of course, mix this in with all the other mixed media and fun stuff I do. But I'm trying to grow and expand and try new things. So the funny thing, check this book out. It's awesome. It's not cheap, but my mom got it on Chapters online, so it was cheaper. It's $26.99 Canada or $22.99 US. But Amazon and all that goodness is always cheaper. So from that, I got a $5 sketchbook, and this is a big one, big for me. I think it's what, 9 by 12 or something like that. Let's see, this is supposed to be 9 by 12. Well, it's a little bit, maybe it's 8.5 by 11. So let's before I look at drawing, let's preface this. If you read my article in Art Journaling magazine, I talk about drawing, and everybody says it. Can't draw a straight line with a ruler. I've said that for years. In fact, I was so afraid of drawing in art that the one high school credit I needed one art credit I needed in high school, I took ceramics because I was so afraid to take any art course. So literally. So when I talk about drawing, what I'm drawing in this sketchbook, I rarely draw. I mean, a lot of you guys that have followed me for a while, you'll see the odd thing here and there, but not like this. So this is like intro. These are my first drawing type stuff. All right. Exactly, Jean. You gotta find what you like. Well, that's the thing, Darcy. This bigger sketchbook, I'm not. Well, you'll see. I'm not filling it you know, I'm not doing a whole page sketch. I'm just kind of drawing things. So this is what I started drawing things around me. Scissors, a terrible cup. And I've been trying to write notes about what went wrong. What, you know, so observe what I did wrong and then write notes about how to fix it for next time. My new phone, which is almost life size, I was trying, where's my phone? I was trying to do it almost life size. I know, drawing and sketching and doodling, and I actually Googled them. I didn't Google. On dictionary.com, I was just seeing what is the difference between sketch, draw, and doodle. I'm not sure there's really much different. I don't know. I'm not obviously not an expert when it comes to drawing, but it's about practicing. Hope you. So anyways, so then yesterday I got up early. You guys might have saw. I drew what was around me, which happened to be my Fiber One bars. These caramel nut ones with protein are delicious. It's soy protein, processed soy protein. I'm not going to get into that. I do eat 1 or 2 a week. Anyway, and then Jean was streaming, so I thought, hey, I'm going to draw Jean jelly plating. So I was having fun. She kept moving her hand and moving a brayer and moving paints. That was really hard for me because, you know, you see all these wonderful drawings of people drawing in coffee shops and stuff, and I always wondered, like, what do they do when somebody moves? And that's what I kind of had to ad lib and use some artistic license when that happened. Fast sketching techniques. I'll have to check that out. And then I drew a little face. I was watching Barb. And then I had a little practice. And this is all in pen because Danny Gregory told me I need to sketch in pen. Uh-oh, frozen? So anyways, when I started this foot, as you can see, I didn't get the proportion right, and I had I have about 3 different feet 3 different feet here before I decided that was the one that. So I took some notes. Those are my own feet. And then, as you know, or maybe you don't know, the wonderful Dee Dee challenged us to do a mind mapping exercise, starting from a quote. So my quote was, "The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately." Excuse me. I don't know who wrote that, or was some type of fitness inspiration or whatnot. But so from dream, I put wish, hope, goals. Now wish. So when I thought wish, I thought one of those fluffy things. I don't even know what they're really called because I call them wishes. Uh-oh. Frozen? Anybody else? My recording's still recording, so I'm going to try because I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. Anyway, so then I thought of a wish. I thought of who's seen Romeo and Juliet. There's my little guy. That's my favorite part of Romeo and Juliet. When he's trying to blow the wishes off the thing. So, I did some pens. Again, writing notes. So this pen, I wrote, I'll try to read this upside down. So shaky when the edge of my hand, I can't read that upside down. How am I trying to kid? So shaky when the edge of my hand is off the page, especially since I'm drawing on the couch. So I'm just trying to remember all those things, like the mistakes I made, so that I can learn from them. Then on this side, hustle. You know, before hustle was had, to me anyways, had kind of a bad connotation to it. Like hustle meant like you were selling drugs or something crazy. But now kind of hustle, to me, hustle means that, you know, do work, whether it's lift, so I got some weights over here, or do videos or art journal, paint, draw, blog. And then, you know, also though, when I thought about videos, my Ustream and YouTube, I thought, oh, I also need to learn from other people. Why have I stopped learning? And then I thought from art journal, there's travel journals. So that's a map of Newfoundland. Dandelion clocks? Well, they are I think they're dandelions, yeah. I don't know what else they're called though. And then I drew a picture, the loose map of Newfoundland, not Newfoundland Labrador, just Newfoundland. But where I'm going was off the page. Bonta Vista is over there. So I also thought, well, sketching, so I did do a couple faces, and I sketched a little landscape down here. And then after Newfoundland, then there's some icebergs. Hey, Corey. Oh, hey, Harriet. Hey, Jane. Uh-oh. Well, yeah, I don't have my autofocus on. So that was fun. That's kind of what I've been sketching. Is that all I did? All I did. So that's what I did in 2 days. I don't know what to do. Should I, maybe I'm trying to stream in too good of a quality. That's the Ustream thing, because when I tried to sign on, it said that Ustream was having problems. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Freezing everywhere. Maybe I'm trying to stream against like something crazy. maybe there's some big thing being streamed right now that everybody's trying to watch. What else I have to show you? Simon, my birthday passed a little while ago. Simon got me a couple goodies. Got me a Paris journal. And it's funny because this one matches this one I already have. And he wrapped it, and he went to Papyrus and got it wrapped in some kitty paper. I'm just gonna keep going, yeah, gee. And I already spilled some coffee on it. That's bad news. So that was what my thing was wrapped in, and then they wrapped it for him. So then I got a little bit of extra kitty paper. Extra kitty paper from there. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna use that for. Probably it's what else? Oh, right. I also got another book. So Sabrina Ward, I saw on one of Dee's streams that Sabrina Ward Harrison had a new book. So I don't know what I was doing when my mom ordered the other one for me online. I thought this was the new one, but it's not. The True and the Questions, a journal. So this is from 2005. I noticed, and it's one of those, I mean, I just love, who doesn't love Sabrina Ward Harrison's art? I mean, she's probably was one of the first. I think her Brave on the Rocks, was that the first one, or Spilling Open? Anyways, that was probably the first art book I ever bought. I mean, other than scrapbooking. Welcome, Angel Bug. Now, it's been a while, so I apologize if I don't remember your name right away. Usually if you tell me one time, then I'll remember it again. And then other people have changed their names. Well, that screws me all up. If you change your Ustream name, I am lost in the sauce. So, yeah, so Sabrina Ward Harrison is absolutely awesome. So it's one of those books that, what I really want to say is, and then you either draw, write, do that. Kind of like Dawn DeVries Nicole has. So it's awesome. Like I said, these are all little things I've collected in a while. So I did go to Curry's the other day, and I had a $40 budget. So y'all know I'm still unemployed. But, so I'm being very particular on what I buy these days. Well, I needed a new Cats and Mixed Media journal. It was $4.50. They were on sale at Curry's here in Canada. And I bought, so because I'm going to practice some watercolors, I thought I needed to buy some brushes that were just going to be for watercolor, because I am the worst. As you can see, I leave my brushes in water all the time. all the time, which is terrible, terrible, terrible. So I bought some cheap ones. I think this was like $8 for 3 that I thought I could use for some watercoloring. And I bought this tote. This was like $3, I think. And it's just canvas, but I thought I could paint it, maybe jelly plate it, spray it with my inks. Speaking of spray inks, oh, I'm gonna have to save my pennies for some of those new Tim Holt ones. But you know what I'm really interested in is if the Tim Holtz Adirondack spray and picket fence, or the white picket fence, is it going to be the same as the white of Diane Reevely's ones? That's what I want to know. And so the thing I treated myself most on at Curry's, you know, I'm a fan of Derwent, you know that. I have been for a while. And these are their new graphic ink. I guess Curry's had just gotten them, you know, a couple days before I went. They're line painters. Maybe you guys have already seen these. Water-based pigment painter. This is a set of 5, and it's kind of cool because it comes with a nice, like, Tyvek type case. And I want to say that I saw a tweet from Derwent saying that if you have the markers, they might send you one of these cases to decorate. Maybe I was confused. So they look like this. This is a set of 5, and it was on sale at Curry's for $15.95, I think, for the 5. Derwent. So they're permanent when dry, water-based pigment painter. Shake well, depress for 2 seconds and wait. Store horizontally. Replace cap. Made in Taiwan. Line painter, 0.5 nib. They're on sale right now, like $3 off a set, Jean, at Curry's. Curry's has their back to school sale up until the end of September, I saw, and they do have free shipping for Canadians. Derwent. Well, I won't be able to do much enabling because I'm not going to be doing much buying. But I do have a lot of other stuff that's been around to enable you. So I don't know. I don't have the best of luck when it comes to paint pens. I'm the worst. Especially Sharpie paint pens. It just blobs. Either it doesn't come out or it blobs everywhere, and that's it. So I had a little treat myself to that. That was my mom also bought. They have different sets. My mother also bought. I don't know if she may be watching as a guest. My mother also bought a set that was like black, silver, white. They do blend. I haven't opened them yet, but they're blendable. They're in the display. They're even showing a let me just look for a book here. They're even showing a water brush with it. All right, here's a jelly print. Let's see. Let's test them out. Like I said, how not to use Derwent. Oh my goodness. So let's see. They are permanent when dry, but they do blend. What I was saying was they had water brushes. I'm not sure if I finished that thought. They had water brushes in this fancy display. And a new display. So, shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Hi, Marie. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody coming in. Darcy. Hopefully, I said hello to everybody. So, how many seconds? I better read the instructions. Speaking of reading the instructions, for the first time ever, I read the I have had these watercolors when I was rubber stamping. So, my progression went from stamping, scrapbooking, mixed media art journaling. So 15 years ago, at least 15 years I've had these. Hi Linda, the Peerless watercolors. For the first time ever, I read the instructions. I did not know that it's on a piece of plastic. And what you're not supposed to do this. Maybe I guess you could, but you're supposed to cut off a piece and put it in a watercolor palette well, and then it just mixes it itself. So I'll have to try that later. read the directions. So let's see what this says. Shake, shake. Look at this. What the heck does that mean? No, it's not gonna focus because I don't. Does that mean you don't push it all the way in? Oops, oops. It says stop. Stop what? Maybe it means stop like you're supposed to. So I read somewhere where it says you're supposed to stop for how many seconds, but now I don't see where that instructions were. Super 0.5 Japan nib. I don't know what that means. I guess Japan makes good nibs. Pen nibs. People, where did I read that? Like, this is gone. Oh well, let's just test it out some. Stop bitching, start doing. Okay. I'm sure Blick sells them, and I'm sure Blick sells them way cheaper than Curry's does. I think it said hold for 5. I hate this because I'm afraid that it's just gonna just go everywhere. Well, all right. I did press record. Yep. Now, this may not show up on here, but let's try. What do we want to draw? Oh, I've been doing lots of alphabets, so. So far so good. So far, that didn't, on the side of the, thanks, Darcy. Because I knew I read it somewhere. Darcy, do you have these? Oh, I can't show it. I'm sorry for the Ustream issues. Somebody, there must be somebody on Ustream right now big, like Justin Bieber or some craziness. All right, I just want to I'm going to put on my autofocus real quick here for a second so it will actually focus, or else it won't. So that's that on top. Now these are thin nibs. Probably wouldn't choose the best one. Let's look at this one. Oh, that's fine. Sorry, I just looked up at the blurage. Let's put the autofocus back off now. Yeah, it's fine lines. It's so far they're not wow, it's going over all my. I wanted to test it over here because I definitely know that is craft paint. So Darcy wanted to see if it would blend. So I got 4 lines. Can you see that? And I'll hold it up in a second here. Excuse me. Let me find. Do I have a water brush? Imagine a water brush that actually has water in it. Ooh, here's one. They do have some awesome colors. It says that they have 20. So they do blend and move. Hey, so these might be. Oh, yeah, I thought that they were. Let's try a different color, purple. Because I think that this is what you're supposed to be able to do with them. These are Derwent. Sorry, I'm just going to go back to autofocus in a second. So it looks like you can do all these fun things with them. I'm assuming somebody, or else, why would they have the packaging? What awesome packaging, though, I'll tell you. Absolutely love the packaging. Nobody needs any more. Well, yeah, pens. I'll show you my pen things. So I'll play around with those a bit more. They are blendable. It does say that they are permanent when dry. So I'm going to play around with those a bit more later and test them out. But so far, so good. Hey, if the white works like that, Oh boy, I'll have to save my pennies for another. Alright, let me go back up out of focus. Her went and bought them. Her went instead of der went. Her went and bought them. That's a good one. Oh boy. So a long time ago, months and months, I bought these. Now I can't pronounce this. Jean knows how to pronounce. And if I can remember how she said it, it's PBO? PBO? So these are the Prism Fantasy. Again, they had a whole display set up in, and this is the Discovery set. It has eggshell white, onyx, English red, pearl violet, emerald, and gold. And they come in these tiny boxes. So this is the starter set. They do have bigger ones. And this is what you're apparently supposed to be able to do it with. Not do it with. What you can do with it. So, but then reading about this, it says, painting with effects discovery set, easy application, the effect reveals itself while drying, resulting in a unique and magical appearance. Ideal for creating jewelry and the decoration of all surfaces. They had some amazing canvases. And at the same time, I did buy some of this, I shouldn't say some, I bought 2 colors, I think, of the studio acrylics. And they when it, go back. This is orange fluorescent, but they call it high viscosity acrylics, and it's high viscosity, that's for sure. Different hobbies, that's right. So the thing, I was going to test these out, but it's going to be the boringest stream ever because it says, where is it gone? It said it takes 72 hours to dry. I don't remember where I read that. On somewhere again on this package, it said it takes 72 hours to dry. Oh, I think it's actually on the bottle. So they look like that. This is fan, and they have different lines. And it's got this big danger sign on it. Do not inhale. Alright, what is it? It's in a bunch of different, I think it starts with French. Yeah, 72 hours to dry. No, ain't nobody got time for that. I had to do it. No, 72 hours? Sweet goodness, that's ridiculous. So I'll have to do a stream, and then we'll have to come back 3 days later and see what's going on. Whew! Preliminary sniff. Whew! Whew! Okay, so I think it was Brenda 3G said that she found hers at Michael's, and I don't know if it's the same stuff because Payebo has a bunch of different products out there. So one of these times I'll play with those and figure out, well, test them out and stuff. What else? Oh, did anyone see me tweet about these? Now, Mr. Sketch. Who remembers a stream I did years ago, watercoloring with Mr. Sketch markers? Anyone? I can't find it. But I have a big set. I'm wondering if they're Canadian, because some of the Americans on my Facebook said they'd never seen them before. They are made in Oakville. Rubbermaid. So these are watercolor markers that are scented. PBO. Dry time. So I thought, I love Mr. Sketch markers. It's like a kid thing for this Canadian. So I thought, and they have the most delicious smells, lemon and orange and bubblegum. And so I thought, oh look, they have new colors. I must get them. Cost $3, right? These are back to school supplies. And then I saw this. Nacho cheese. Oh my gosh, gang. I won't even open it. If anybody wants this, if you like, and it's the fakes, this and buttered popcorn. Anyone ever had a buttered popcorn Jelly Belly? And this is exactly what it smells like. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't know even how to explain it. Then there's root beer, um, root beer, hard candy, chocolate mint, and blue slushy. That's all fine. But the nacho cheese, that is bad news, my friends. I don't know. Anybody? If you want nacho cheese, I'll keep the rest of them because they smell good. But this nacho cheese and butter popcorn, oh, it's a movie night set. Oh my goodness. You know what I should do? I should put it in all Happy Mail. I should do a little oh, should do a little test because they smell forever. And send it in some Happy Mail. And I won't be so happy after that. That's for sure. I think is that all I think that's all I had to show you. I think that's it. I did find my black ink pad, so I'm very happy about that. My new Febreze. I saw Febreze on the on the chat, and then I said Febreze. Yeah, exactly. Linda doesn't want it. No napkins. No nacho cheese. Oh, it's so bad. And I love nachos and cheese. Oh, it's brutal. I think that's it. That's all I got. Oh, one thing I didn't get to show you. Did I show you guys? I did want to make a shout out to Kelly Kilmer because, you know, thinking about, I'm doing that tag video and thinking back to when I started art journaling, what is it, 5 years ago or whatever. And when I first started art journaling, I found Les Herger at Comfortable Shoes Studio, Millie Andy, and Kelly Kilmer, who's an awesome teacher. She has a very distinct style, a very awesome style. And way back, and if you go to her blog, she has links galore of art journalers. I mean, you'll never miss any inspiration over there. But I can remember she was the first one to introduce me to washi tape. I thought, ooh, washi tape. However many years ago. I mean, now it's just all over the place. But I did, around Christmas time, buy one of her handmade journals. So she made this. So go give her some love. She's awesome, awesome. And, you know, really one of the people that kind of started this, that helped start this whole thing from the beginning. Let's check her out. And that's it. What else? So I brought some, I don't know, what do we want to do? Anybody got any suggestions? I'll put away these disgusting markers. Well, the paint pens are awesome. So I'm going to test them out a little bit more, Jean, and see what's going on. So I don't know what to, oh my goodness, sounds like my landlord is out there with the weed whacker or something. But I felt like doing some painting today because after all that drawing I've done in the past couple days, that I want to do some type of paint. Oh, this one I want to show you. This is how afraid of watercolors I am. Who remembers me buying this? Oh, only a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. This is how afraid of them I opened two. These are Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors. Excuse me. I opened two and they were so nice I couldn't open the rest. So Danny Gregory says, I'm gonna take this one on my trip to Newfoundland. It does open up. My dad lives right on the coast in Cape Bonavista. Anyways, it does open up for a palette. Now I can't get it back in. So I'm excited about that. Open them up in spritz. Whew. I mean, I've got, oh, that's bad news. I've got lots of different sets. I'm afraid. I'm afraid, Jane. I'm afraid. Yeah. Okay, this is my, it's kind of a mix between a fitness weight loss journal and a, you know, dream board, whatever you want to call it. I have a little bit of both in this type, in this. I have some koi ones too. I just, that one I won't feel so bad using. Not, I shouldn't say feel bad, it's stupid. It's a silly, it's the most silliness in my head, I'm telling you. Silliness. But I do have the little koi one. I know there's a bigger set, but I've had this one for a while. I do have that tiny one. No moving. I'm just, my father is from Newfoundland, and a few years ago he moved back once he retired, but he still comes up every once in a while in the summers to work. So he's going home November 1st, and I'm going to go, he bought me a ticket so I could go and visit for a couple of weeks. So I'm only gone for 2 weeks. Only gone. So I have a bunch of different things in here, and I think this is what I'm going to work on today. I think I'll do a page in this book because I need a kick in the pants to get into a routine again. I have lots of water. I mean, who else got suckered into buying this one? Anyone? This was one from Michael's. I think again it was like $4 or something, and all these little pans keep coming out. Stupid. That stupid fly is still here. How is that possible? So I have a boot, but I plan to use it for myself. Oh, they were cheap, and those ones are sparkly. They're similar to this set that we all have. Now these ones I can easily open and use. So, but I've been thinking, now maybe some of you more experienced watercolorists or just more experienced watercolor in general, if I were to start painting with this though, like, am I really learning anything, or should I be learning with more? I mean, I think these ones, the Cotman is the student grade brand, but you know what I mean? If I'm learning to mix colors, I probably should use this set for learning, you know. I don't know. I'm gonna back out my camera a little bit. I do have the koi. You guys know I love Julie Faye Van Balzer, and she has been using the Sakura koi products for a long time, and I did buy some of the in tubes. But what happens, because I don't use it, this is what happens. Shake, shake, shake. That's bad news, because I don't use it. So then it all dries out, and then it moves around, and now I gotta start all over again. Silly. Silly, silly, silly. So I'm gonna practice more with that. The paper. You know what's interesting, Jean? I was just thinking that the other day, because I tried to do something watercolor in a mixed media journal, and it really just, I was trying to do wet on wet, and I put down a layer of water, and it just absorbed it all in. They turn out chalky, yeah, exactly. Oh, I know they're fine, Harriet. It's just when they're dry, I know you just re-wet them. The problem is that they're all over the place. There's some, you know what I mean? Like they've all broken up and moved. and moved all over, I'd have to like spend time doing that. So anyways, I did do a video on this jelly plate background. I'm just going to do a quick flip. So again, because this is a dream board, this is what inspires me. I want to be muscular. That doesn't mean anybody else has to. I love to lift weights. Don't mean that anybody else has to. But this is how I want to look. So I got lots of fun things like that. I don't know how this fits into, but I guess it's not just a art. It's not just a fitness weight loss journal. It's also a dream board. So y'all know I always want to go to Paris. I do have some absorbent ground, Darcy. Somewhere over there. No, I do have some absorbent ground. I know our wonderful friend Rach turned us on to that. Alright, so just gonna quick flip, then we're gonna find, I did this one for a Stencil Girl blog post. I absolutely love it. And again, this is one of those things, okay, now what? Looks awesome. Now what do we do? Hey, Artist Loft paper. The Artist Loft watercolor paper, that's what I used to bind in all of my art journals. Like we talked about this travel journal from Atlanta. This paper, if I'm gonna bind my own book, that Artist Loft watercolor paper is what I use. I think it's what, 90 pounds or something? I do like that paper actually. So anyways, I don't know. I think I need a quote down here or something. Exactly, Linda. I just add a quote and call it done. And now I'm gonna build my home gym. Oh, I want one of these so bad. Only cost $2,000. So I talked a little bit about this in the last video. You can really tell if I'm struggling mentally, my art is messy. Messy, messy, messy. So for a while I thought I really wanted a Ford Fiesta. But now I want a Honda Fit. But so I'm just adding kind of like a glue book slash, lots of people do glue books in this composition. I'm kind of doing a little bit of both glue booking and art journaling, and I love this background too. And documenting either what I'm lifting, what I'm doing. That was a week. There's another week. So I do write all my reps. I record everything that if I'm lifting, I record the lift. So I think I shall do a page in here. Oh, look. Here's some drawings. You drive a Honda Fit, Jane? Isn't that too funny? I want to drive a Honda Fit because, I want to be fit. So I thought, well, you're going to drive. Not that I won't be happy with my PT Cruiser, I'll tell you that. But speaking of which, my pen, I bought this case, I think it was $15 or something for my new phone. And I just wanted one that was like the book, right? So you can hold it like this. I think that's cool. It's much easier on my hand to hold it like this and just tap and not. But then when I got it home, can you see what it says? Oh, maybe not. It says "So Fit." Isn't that weird? Serendipitous. Hey, Ange. Okay, but when I was studying for my written exam for the PT course, which I did pass, I was drawing some muscles, rectus abdominis, pectoris. Well, I was trying to draw that and then labeling them. That didn't go out so well, especially in the legs. You know how many muscles you have in the legs? In one gastrocnemius. Anyway. Oh yeah, I loved it. I loved PT Cruiser though too. Okay, so let's do a page. What do we want to see? This was a hot mess, so maybe I need to add some stuff to this. There is a layer of gesso. Oh, I just love how this turned out. Can you see? Maybe it's not going to focus on the detail. When this ripped, because it stuck together, because, you know, silly me, of course, I didn't let my pages completely dry before I closed my journal. And it's very thin there. It's only really being held up by this magazine. So maybe I'll have to add some scrapbook. Let's just do something. See what happens. Sound like a plan? I'm just gonna use what's around me. So I have been trying to do a little bit of cleanup every day. I shouldn't say cleanup, organizing. So everyone always says, what are you gonna do with your jelly prints when you're done? So let's add some jelly prints to this, see what happens. I just jelly plated this on a piece of 3-ring binder paper. Now, I'm gonna rip the top, and I'm just gonna glue this right into my journal, especially because I have this little weak spot here. This is already gessoed. I gessoed over some silly writing I had there that I didn't like. Now this is pretty thin. Excuse my reach. The problem is I have my mediums. That's light molding paste. I don't want that. My mediums are now I have to stand up. Are now all behind my computer here. Hopefully that wasn't too loud, guys. Sorry. I'm gonna use some soft gel matte to glue this bad boy down. But so I'm gonna draw color. So before I do that, I'm looking at this now. I need to do a background before I want to add this on here. So I just reading real quick. Everybody's doing some Halloween cards. So I'm gonna start on a background. There is some yellow in here, so let's do some yellow. A yellow background. So hopefully everybody is well. I am trying to get into a routine. I'm going to be. I've got to get in a routine every day. I don't know if you've been seeing the pictures I post of my walks down to. I take the dogs every morning down to Lake Ontario, down to the beach on Lake Ontario. I live not even a 10-minute walk from Lake Ontario. This is basics. Cadmium yellow, light hue. So anyways, I've been taking these pictures to hopefully maybe later sketch them, you know, because I'm still too afraid to go to, you know, down to the lakefront and actually just sketch it myself, you know. Sketch it on live. It's not live, it's on plein air. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if that means if it's in French, but you know what I mean. Soon. I plan, I hope, if it's not too cold. Because in November, I don't know, Cape Bonavista might be a little cold, but I hope I can do some drawing on the Cape, on the ocean. So just scraping it on a little bit, and you know, it's taking me, what, I just turned 36, and it's taken me this long to even get the courage to just do it. So I hear you, my friend, you just gotta do it. Check out Danny Gregory's book, it's really helped me. Look, I still have a little piece of. Let me know, guys, if the sound, lighting, anything's gone crazy. See, the icebergs, Linda, usually are in summer. So anytime I've been in Newfoundland, my dad always went last 2 weeks of July, first 2 weeks of August. So it's always been like really summer. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this Peebo, oh my god, Pebeo. I need to write that down. But usually the icebergs are in July and August. I don't know if they're around at that time. I shall see. Aw. Even for 5, I know, Jane. I'm gonna do it. So this is very transparent, these colors. I mean, that's what we call them. Maybe it's just because I'm using the fluorescent ones. And I only bought the 2 colors, and this was a while ago, because I wanted to test them out, see what they're like, before I bought any other, bought a whole bunch of them, shall we say. Oh, somebody's tweeting. I better turn my phone down there. So I'm just scraping it on. The yellow was still wet. I kind of wanted to get some mixing in there, so that's intentional. And if you see a fly go by, this fly, when was the last time I streamed? Like, it's been days. How can one fly survive? I think it'd be suffocated in here with all the paper. I think so. So I'm using my card here, my old gift card, to I'm kind of stamp. Not only am I scraping, but I like to add some texture, a little. I kind of stamp it. I don't know how else to explain it other than kind of stamping it over here. And somebody please remind me, I'm now working on this upside down. So far I've done good in this book and haven't did anything upside down. All right, I like that. I'm gonna add, for a little bit more texture, I'm just gonna take one of these brushes, multiple brushes I have in water here, and dab some water. This, just making some splots. You know, I like to add a little bit of texture, and I'll wait till this dries a little bit. Ow! Oh, that was my funny moment. So I'm taking my color inspiration from this, but so far, not looking quite like it. Alright, let's find my baby wipes. You're right, Jane. I better do that right now, or else I will be doing it upside down. Your own Peebos? Like, junk, you mean these Peebos? Or you mean this? Because this there's no metallic in this paint at all. Just a different brand. Every paint brand, I like to try them all. You never know, you know, materials that you choose to use are so personal. Everybody has different ways they paint or art, or different uses. Bye, Dana. I'm still recording. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a baby wipe. I don't even want to because there's some nice texture over here, and I don't know if you can really see it, but I don't want to lose that texture. What do you guys think? Should I go back to autofocus so you can see? Well, you could make any paint iridescent, that's for sure. Liquitex Basics, I have I've got a couple things going on. This one I bought downtown Toronto at an art store years ago by Sargent Art. This is acrylic glitter glaze. So you can put, it dries clear, but you can mix this with any of your acrylic paints to make them glitter. Or Liquitex Basics has something called iridescent medium. Maybe I'll use some on this page, might not show up. But it's like, I gotta go back to my autofocus so you guys can see some of this stuff. It's shiny. Maybe you can't see it, but it's like, so you can make any paint. They have so many mediums that I haven't, haven't even played with, that it's just unimaginable. Same as Collage Podge, Tracy Bautista, love her too. She has some Collage Podge that has sparkles in it. I don't know if they still make that anymore. But yeah, there's lots of different things you can buy to add to your paints. That's for sure. So I could make any color I want into iridescent. Okay, I'm just blotting some stuff off. It didn't really turn out that well because some of the parts underneath weren't right. Okay, I'm gonna have a gun. Yeah, like your gold paints. The gold Peebo. Oh my gosh. That's it's gorgeous, that's for sure. I would like to compare it to the one that Dee Dee always uses by Liquitex, the gold that she uses by Liquitex. And that's because it's Liquitex Basics. That isn't that's not an expensive medium. That tube of the glimmer iridescent medium. Like, I want to say I paid $7, no more than $7 for it probably. All right, just move that stuff so I can get out my heat gun without causing too big of an avalanche. Heat gun. Very important to completely dry this now before I go on to the next step. So I gotta make sure it's completely dry. Welcome, Alio Gator and Sunrays. Oh, that's some fur ephemera. Already. Bella doesn't even come in here. Alright, we are done. Let's find a stencil. Excuse me again while I reach up. Oh boy. I want a 12 by 12 one. Now, where did I put my 12 by 12 thing? Oh no. My 12 by 12 stencil. Hey, if anyone hears me scream in like an avalanche, come rescue me. Oh, of course it's all the way over there. I can't even get. Alright, use what's around me. Let's see. 6x6 it is. Welcome, Pam. Well, I'm sure Joyce has done it. Okay. I like these arrows. That kind of goes with my theme. My goal is to be my fittest self by the time I go away. I have gained 10 pounds since breaking my foot, or during the time I broke my foot, and lost muscle, so I gained more fat. But anyway, enough's enough of that crap. Trying to get back on it. Oh, I really want it. I can't. The so frustrating thing about my room. So right now, what I want is on that other side. And so to do that, I'd have to get up, squeeze through my 9-inch gap, go over there, make a big mess, come back. Does anyone want to wait for that? Not that I don't have some wonderful stencils here, but I just haven't been using my bigger ones. Maybe I'll use this wonderful gears one. Well, change. So I'm going to use both gears in that notice. This gears one is an artist seller stamp. Seller, not S-E-L-L. It's cellar like the basement. Cellar, C-E-L-L. So I'm going to use that gear one. Let's go back to my inspiration paper. Soon, my friend, soon. Once I pass my practical test here shortly and finally get my designation as a personal trainer, even though I know everything, I took the theory exam, I'm going to offer online training and online coaching. Because Marie, so many of you awesome people. If Pam, Pocono Pam is out here watching, shout out to her. She looks awesome. I'm really excited. I'm also going to get, I know I'm so lax. I need help. I need to figure out somebody that can help me with my Facebook group, the Artful Weight Loss one, because I'm going to be starting that back up yet. But there's so many. Facebook just rattles me because I can't stand the fact that everything, as soon as somebody comments on something, it goes back to the top. Like I like Twitter, I can read the progression. You know what I mean? But there's no progression on Facebook. Like I could be looking, the first thing on my notification is something from 3 days ago. Hey Rachel. Oh, it's so good to see you. So I am going to be online training and coaching because you know what? It's very selfish. I find it almost selfish of me not to share what I know about art and fitness. Okay. We need to do a blue, don't we? Because on this stencil, doesn't those colors look nice together? I don't know. It drives me absolutely batty. And so I need to go back because I don't know. I have so many friends on Facebook, but then I miss of people that I never talked to, maybe friended me because they want me to like their page and not really, I miss all these good posts because there's all this other stuff there. I don't know. I need to sort it, close friends, family, all that goodness. So I have lots of things, I've really struggled this past couple, I'm going to art and talk at the same time. I'm going to use blue like this past little while deciding what I want to do. Do I want to go back into safety? And I know I talked about this a little while ago, but it wasn't recorded. Do I want to go back and work in a factory environment? Is it because I'm afraid to become a professional artist? Is it because I'm afraid to follow my fitness goals? I think of all the mistakes I made so many years ago when I started being published and all that, and I think to myself, I'm gonna try not to get upset. Like, I can't focus, I can't get away from all the stupid things I did back then and the bridges I burned because I was sick. And anyway, so now I just don't know what I'm going to do. How about that for a rant? I'm just got myself all flustered now. Let's see. So these are the 3 blues I'm trying to choose from. No, I think I'm afraid of the success. Now, I hope this doesn't sound boastful. I know I could be successful. I have done it. I have been. I hope this doesn't sound stupid or like, oh, look at me. Like, I have been successful. I have been published. I have a DVD. I have been on design teams. But why do I self-sabotage those things? Okay, we got turquoise blue, Caribbean or neon electric blue. I like this turquoise blue by Americana, so let's do that. So far we've used Liquitex Basics paint, PBO Studio acrylics, turquoise blue, all that goodness. Sorry, Basics and Americana. So we're using craft paints, student grade paints. I mix it all together. So I'm shaking this up. Thanks, Junk. Sherry. I know, Jane. And you know what? That's what's crazy. If I don't talk about my problems or the issues that I'm dealing with, this is what's really silly about the way my mind works. Is that instead, I just hide from everybody, maybe except Simon. Family, friends, everything. I just kind of retreat into my little shelf, and that's it. And slowly I've been kind of getting, starting to think or coming out of this and learning a lot, reading a lot, learning a lot. I think it's just ridiculous. Like, I'm not the only one going through this. Why do I segregate myself to suffer in silence? But at the other time, I'm not, on the other hand, I'm not the type that'll be like, oh, I feel so anxious today, I barely want to leave the couch. Like, I don't want to be like that either. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Jerry, I know who you are now. See, I get all confused. I do remember Junk Jerry. Oh boy. Now I remember what I was saying, but like, if I was just, so there has to be a fine for me. I want to be there to be like a difference. I want to be able to share struggles and not hide, but at the same time not be like, oh, poor me. So that, like, I don't want a whole bunch of I love you guys, right? But I'm not looking for that, oh, Paula, it's going to be this coddle, silly, you know what I mean? I mean, I would love other people to share that, oh, look, I'm going through the same thing, this is what I did, but I don't want to be put out there, be like, I'm not looking for any attention, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? What? We took off for Whitby at Christmas, and we thought you left Simon. Oh, no. No. Simon's father passed away back. It's just been a rough year, I'm telling you. But anyway, that's enough stupidness from me. I just need to find that balance in between, saying I'm having a rough day, but not sounding like, I don't want to sound like, oh my God, I'm losing it. I lost it already anyway. So I'm covering this whole thing. Don't worry. Don't worry. Although this looks really cool just like this. But I just don't want people to, like, I don't know. There's just some, you see it all the time on every day. This, like, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I want to inspire people. This is what, you know, I hide because I don't want to let people down. I want to inspire people, not be like, oh, poor Paula, she lost her job and this and that. You know what I mean? So I try to post only positive things. Like, I'm cognizant of trying to only post positive things. Even journal pages these days. All right, enough of that. Nobody wants to hear that rambling. Who has a video interview? Oh, yeah, I do have a DVD. I do have a mixed media cloth, paper, scissors DVD called Background, Textures, and Layers, but I don't have it anywhere close to me right now. And you can watch it. Now you can watch, and that's another thing. Oh, I didn't get a royalties check because I didn't change the. Now I'm gonna get upset. Like, I just get so stupid. My royalty check's lost because I didn't change my address. Completely forgot about it. Anyway, you guys got me all upset. Okay, so I probably chatted too long. I'm gonna take my stencil and a wet baby wipe, and we're gonna shake, shake, shake. So close your eyes if you don't want to feel the vibrations. So I'm flipping. You don't see it very well, but I am flipping. Thanks, guys. What I meant to say is you can see the DVD. You can order it, obviously, the physical copy, or I think it's called Craft Direct. Oh, I'm so terrible. Interweave has new ones where you can go and just rent it, like Netflix, and pay a couple dollars to watch it if you want, if you don't want the whole thing. And I was watching it like I said, the other day, like I said, I post on Instagram. I was watching it with my nieces. They're like, "You're just like Mr. Maker." It was so funny. Yeah, gotta work through the uglies. That was hilarious, Gene. Oh my goodness, when I read that, I just about died. Welcome to the club, my friend. Welcome to... Okay. So what I'm doing is wiping off that paint. You gotta be quick. I just did a whole bunch of chatting, yapping about that stuff rather than wiping. So it's gonna take a little bit. Whoa. Okay, I need to figure out my camera didn't do this when I oh, thanks, Jerry. And you know, you guys, all of these DARS tag videos, I've just felt so much love, and I actually feel bad. I feel selfish for not sharing what I'm doing more. Like, I've inspired so many people, and it's like, why am I stopping that? It's like not just hurting myself, it's harming others. Like, I could be, I don't know. Maybe that just sounds absolutely ridiculous. I'm just trying. This is why I need to practice, my friends. See? This is what I need practice from. This, or why I need practice. So don't say silly things. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. So see why I wanted to use a 12 by 12 stencil or a larger stencil than 6 by 6 is because I need a new baby wipe now because that one's a bit dry. You know, you don't have, it's faster. I could just slap that I was gonna say bad boy. Slap that stencil down and not, you know, have to turn my stencil all over the place. It would be easier. But my goal, I want to inspire people, and I really want people to be healthy, help people be healthy, because, you know, I was heavy my entire life. Like, when I say my entire life, I was born at 9 pounds 1 ounce, and I've always been chubby. And now, you know, it was very hard to break that. It was very hard to break that's, you know, yo-yo dieting cycle, for example. I can't tell you how many times I've lost weight and put it back on, plus more. But this time I've been able to, you know, I gained 10 pounds back because I broke my foot, but I've been able to maintain this weight loss now for, what, it's almost been 2 years. So I'm really looking forward to helping other people with that, because it's such a different, it's so awesome. Exercise has been my savior. That's one of my saviors, that's for sure. I shouldn't say that. All right, still going away. Now this is craft paint. Ooh, what happened to my chat? I must have shook it so much that my thing must have moved. Well, but I really, and there's some of you ladies in the chat right now who know who you are. I really, really appreciate your friendship, whether, I know you guys know who you are, whether I'm around all the time or not. I think about you guys all the time. I do watch what you're doing, and truly I love you guys. I know there's a couple that in the chat that I don't say it enough how much I appreciate you guys. Shake, shake, shake. Sorry guys, because it's dried. This is acrylic craft paint, and because it's dried so much now, I have to really put my back into it. No, I broke my foot in May, my right foot, and at that time I was training hard, and I couldn't put any weight on it. Couldn't do cardio. Well, I should say couldn't. There's things I could have done if I wanted to. But just by not using Mickey, hi Mickey, just by not using my right leg, I lost muscle tone on that, and it's just, you know, just what happens. So now I just got to get back into it, get my conditioning. Okay, guys, I'm almost done. Let me just get this last little bit. Okay. See what happens when you wait too long? Like, it just really gets very, 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 very hard to remove. And so remember, with this technique, it depends on the type of paint you use. If you use craft paint dries the quickest. So you need to be extra quick if you're using craft paint. If you're using student or artist grade acrylics, they have a longer drying time and you have a little bit more room to play with. But I like craft paint for this technique lots too, because it kind of gives you a grungy look. Whew, that was a workout right there, my friends. Sorry about that. Yes, and you know what? And that's about joints. You need to get fit. I can't tell you, even when I put on this 10 pounds, my ankle starts to hurt again. My left ankle, the one that I broke years ago. Like, it's so, every time you lose 10 pounds, you just feel so much better. Your knees don't hurt as much, your back, or this or that. But you gotta start out slow. We'll talk more about that later. Don't get me wrong. You know, when I started this weight loss journey, I started by walking my dog for 30 minutes a day, right? So it's not that I went from 235 pounds, you know, and just went like crazy on. Well, you got to have what we call progressive overload. You have to start somewhere and progress. All right. I'm really trying, guys. So I'm just continuing. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this technique. I do have a video on it. But if you had just joined us, there are still a couple layers underneath. I had gesso, 2 layers of acrylic paint, and then the blue paint that I just wiped off. You can't do this technique, or it won't work as well if you don't have a gesso or acrylic paint covered page. If you do that, you're just gonna rub, 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 and go right through. Yeah, I hear you, Jean. That's what it's hard. It's hard, believe me, and it's absolutely hard. I agree. Okay, so I like how this looks. I get a hopefully I'm still. Am I on automatic? Anybody? Because if I'm not on autofocus, then you can't see the detail. No, no. Anyways, I gotta get my crap together. Oh yes. If you're using a composition book, you definitely need to glue 2 pages together. Or I shouldn't say you definitely. Obviously, nobody has to definitely do anything. But let's see if this will focus for me now. What the devil's going on here? Aha! This is what I wanted. So you can see lots of what's going on in the background, even some of those striped lines of the paper. Yeah, I just use a glue stick. Some of these pages are not, I'm just gonna hold that for a second, not glued together like this one, for example. And it's just so flimsy. So it depends what you're doing on it. If you're just gonna glue magazine pictures like I have here, you don't need to glue sheets together. But I always do, or else for me, because I do all this rough work with my paints, you would just rub a hole right through the bad boy, or I would anyway. Bye, Lisa. Good to see you. Mickey. M-I-C. Just a glue stick. Alright, I do have some leftover paint here, so of course, find one of the books that I have lying around. Yeah, this kind of looked good with that. I found this magazine image that had some funky looking coat hangers. So glue stick, I like to use the glue stick, you know, because it doesn't make your page wet and warped and all that good stuff. Oh, that's not very much paint here. I let it dry. I'm also experimenting these days with different brushes. Not just my regular flat one that I always use. Just trying to do something different, new. Alright. Just using up some paint. I'll put this to the side and let it dry. I was trying to think of something more positive. I was trying to think of the other day if I have any scrapbook paper that has Newfoundland on it. Can any one of you old, or I shouldn't say not that you're old, but any of the scrapbookers have been around for a while? I don't know, did Karen Foster do some? Have I ever used Yes paste? I have not. Good to see you, Mickey. Okay. Now what was I talking about? Totally forgot. Am I working upside down again? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna... Okay. I want to make sure that this is completely dry again before I add the next layers. Well, they do have a... Hi, Kim! They do have a scrapbook store in Newfoundland, in St. John's. I probably won't get to go there till maybe the end of my trip, though. Okay. I don't know about you, but we need a little stampage, I think. I'm just, again, just going to use what's around me because this is a little bit of an impromptu stream, and I really appreciate everybody coming to help me practice. Oh, I see Debbie's in the chat. Hopefully I said hello to everybody. These are Heidi Swap ones from, I think they're more from like documented, documented life planners. They're small. They're probably too small for any of this. Just standing up to look for it. So my biggest problem in my art room right now is the storage of my stamps and my inks, ink pads. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. I got issues. So I don't, these are the kind of a lot of the stamps that I use all the time. Or I shouldn't say all the time. These are some of the stamps I have used recently. Or the most recent. I think the keep calm and carry on is the. There's some pens with wings. I might want to use this one later. Anyways, I just like to add some stamping to my background before I add the next layer of paint. I love how this looks. I really do. I'm still waiting, Jean, for Carrie to come over to do my stamp. I think years ago she promised me to do that she would stamp my stamp catalog. What? The moon stamp. You know what, Rach? I just don't have the heart to unmount some of those magenta or Stampers Anonymous, like some of the older ones. Like, it's just hard. But yeah, some of these, like there's no reason why I can't unmount this stamp. Or Club Scrap stamps. Forget it, I can't unmount Club Scrap stamps. Silly. Anyways. Inspire. That's what I want to do. I want to inspire. Inspire or keep calm and carry on. Every time I see somebody do it, whether it was Dee Dee, I know Laurel had the big project where she unmounted all of her stamps. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then I get my precious babies. I'm like, oh no, I can't hurt you. I know, Rach. I need to do it because, you know what? I need a whole project. I need to unmount stamps, stamp them in a catalog so I know what I have. I need to do all that goodness. I need to go back and watch some of your videos on your stamp organization and get some inspiration. Well, I think because I'm still in the I think I need to do the keep calm and carry on because it's bigger. Like I would have to, it's bigger. That's just what I'm going to use. In this stage. Oh, that's bad news. My stencils are sticking to my ink pad. I'm just going to use, see what I use as a palette? If I'm doing art on the couch, using my ginormous ink pad as a palette. Alright, so I'm just going to stamp it. Exactly, Linda. My babies. Alright. Ink your stamp, press down. But I really appreciate, I think I've already said this, everybody coming and helping me practice, get back into the habit of doing about 5 things at once while you stream. So it's important, you guys know when I'm doing backgrounds like this, I always work in an odd number, and I always make sure things hang off the edge. It's like a 4 over there, 4 over there, 1 more, 9. And then it just looks more cohesive, like, okay. Now, this was the inspiration. I don't know if we got anywhere close to that, because I haven't used any of this, whatever this magenta color is. I wonder what color that was. I do, and that's the thing, my stepfather years ago made me these huge stamp shelves, but I don't have any room for them, unless I put them in my bedroom and use them as a headboard. I don't know if Simon would like that. I still need to sell a bunch of my stuff. I took everything down when I moved, and now I have to, anyway. Okay. I want to incorporate this somewhere, but now it's just like it's too good on its own. I don't want to add anything to it. Alright, I need some pink, magenta, or some type of color like that. I'm thinking. Look out when I'm thinking. I think I just go to. Oh my goodness, can you hear that? Did you hear that noise? I don't know if you can hear that, the people that live upstairs or not. Like the walking on the ground. Just wondering if I do want to collage some of this on here. Like a what do you guys think? Too much. I met the wonderful Kim. And it was funny because she did a blog post on it afterwards and said, I think she used the word, what word did you use to describe me? Like the cutest or something. Like meaning that I was tiny, and I'd never been called that before in my life. I was like, wow. Soon I'll be joining the Carrie and Rach Pixie Club. Alright, so I picked out some royal fuchsia. I'm just going to add a little bit here and there, see what happens. I feel like it needs some pink in that area. And this is just craft paint. I'm going to put it down with the... So right now I'm just kind of making a... I really like the background how it is. So I'm just adding some, focal points for me to, before I put my title or whatever I'm going to put on here. Again, I'm little scrape and a little bit of this, little bit of stamping. And I'm just going to put in 3 spots over here. Liking it. I'm gonna try this. Yep, broke my foot. Heat gun. Bye, Cheryl. Now the thing about using craft paints is that obviously if I had used a magenta that was student or artist grade paint, it would be a lot more vibrant. But I don't worry about that stuff. A little bit more here. Heat gun. Alright, so I still want some, thanks everyone. I still want these arrows. I think this is a Julie Faye Van Balzer stencil. I could be wrong. It's Crafter's Workshop. I'm pretty sure it's a Julie's design. Julie's Designs. Now, just deciding in my head whether I want to spray this or do I want to, you know, sponge it on. Sometimes when I spray it, it gets sprayed all over the place. So which one do I want? I think I'm going to sponge it. I think I'm going to sponge it. Got a sponge and some black paint. You had a full opportunity? Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. You know, when you're not working and the days just go, like, I'm always like, what day is it today? It's what day? Alright, so I got a little makeup wedge, and it's actually got some gesso on there. So I'm going to use a different side of it. This is some black acrylic paint. This stuff is from Dollarama, and I wasn't happy with any of it. It's very liquid, but the black doesn't seem to be too bad. Not Dollarama craft paint. This is a Dollarama like student acrylic. This one. This one doesn't smell like that type of, those ones don't smell like that paint for some reason. The craft paint, oh, I don't know any Canadians out there. If you have Dollarama, that some of that craft paint is smelly. So this is very, it's got a high viscosity, this paint. It's somewhat runny. So when you're using some of these stencils, I don't know if you can see from that, no matter how careful I am about going straight up or down, no, it's like Dollar Tree, which is a Canadian dollar store. Dollarama is. Anyways, you still get all that stuff in there because the paint is like soup. Maybe it's not soup. It's like gravy. But I thought, hey, it's black. I'll try it. Cost $2. All right. So when I'm adding these, again, I'm just following. I'm trying to get lots of the paint off my makeup sponge, so the less bleed through, I will get less bleed through. But it's hard. It's hard with this type of paint. I mean, that's a good tip. If you're finding that when you're spouncing on some of these stencils and it's getting messy, think about the paint that you're using, how much you have on your sponge, and sometimes you just can't help it. When you have some paint like this, it's just inevitable. And I'm repositioning my stencil here, going up. I don't want it to look like a full square, right? So if I put this stencil down and just dab the whole thing, I'd have one big square. So to make it look more cohesive, I'm making sure that I don't spout across the whole stencil, and I leave some parts undone, not fully spounced. Oh, I need to, I really need to practice more. My vocabulary is shot. All right, incomplete. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, Vern. Just use a light hand on some of the edges so that it looks like it's blending into your page and not a very harsh, like this is very harsh right here, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, that's bad news. I just dipped my stencil right in the paint. I'm gonna wipe it off on something. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around just so you guys can see. And I'm gonna go over here. Focusing on 3 areas. Now I can't remember which was the top and which was the bottom. Oh boy, okay. Which was the side I was using. Alright, let's just do this. Again, I'm going to do it in 3 spots over here, overlapping the painted areas I've already done. That's why, Jean, I love you, Jean, but that's why on my drawing of Jean jelly plating, I had that big, thick paint. I don't know if you noticed that detail, the thick paint on the jelly plate. Okay, so again, so see how I started in the middle of the stencil, and I am bouncing all the way to the edge, but on the other part I'm doing it lightly as well as moving it around so I get that look, so it looks like it's faded in. And see, to me this is looking too round, which, hey, I love circles, but these ones look more linear, so this one I need to adjust a little bit so it doesn't look so round. So I'm going to place my stencil back. I'm just going to add a little bit up here, maybe. All right. A little bit of black paint there, so I'm going to put this on my laptop for a second and get out one of these. So this is just one of my, as Dee Dee calls them, desk journals or junk journals, or I call them my leftover journals, where I just use my whatever's left over. And if I'm using a specific stencil, then I will just use that. Whatever I was using to use up the paint. So just the same technique. And I got a little bit of something something on that page. Oh boy, one more. And I have a lot of these little books that I therefore I don't worry about if I'm using wax paper or drying times or whatever. I just go into a different book rather than when I'm using leftovers, I mean, rather than sitting there drying it and adding another layer. See how round that one looked? Hi, Fever. Just quick look, make sure. Hey, Trudy. I don't know if that's how you pronounce. How many journals do I have going? Let's see. Let's switch my camera, see if you can see behind me. Hopefully I don't look too terrible. So I'm wearing glasses these days. Trying to get my eyes, ignoring my hair. I need a haircut so bad, it's ridiculous. But I'm gonna wait till before I go on vacation. Alright, let me see. What I wanted to show you was not my cleavage, but okay. So these are most of the journals that I currently have on the go. Obviously, not. I have a whole bunch of them around me too. So I haven't started this yet. Journaling Bible, new trend. I'm all about it. This is an old one. Who remembers this? This is where we did the very first. Well, of course, now I can't find it. When we did this on stream. Ghosting with black gesso. Oh, I'm showing this camera like you can see. What's wrong with me? Which people still love that technique, which makes me very happy. I still love that technique. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff. So they're not all journals. I got this back out because I want... Uh-oh, why, you can't see me? Oh, that's bad news. Oh my god, please don't tell me it's frozen on a crazy picture. Anyone? Frozen? Alright, let's see. Can I see this? Can you see me now? This bad news. I went back. Okay, so you couldn't see me when I changed my camera then. Maybe I didn't allow that camera or something. Oh, I'll have to do a video. Anyways, we won't talk about that. I talk before about scrapbooking because when I lost Baby, my cat, it has really helped me looking at some old scrapbooks. So this, I made this a long time ago with chipboard. Before you got good chipboard, like before, when you had to use the packs, when you got paper, a 12 by 12, like the paper packs, you got the piece of chipboard in the back. So I want to go back to see that there's Baby and Simon. Oh my god, that's when Simon had a mustache. Look at that bad boy. See, this is why we need the art journal. And there's our Baby. She was not happy that day because I put a Subway napkin on her like a bandana. So it's got all wonky just because it was packed. Claw happens. This is Annie, and just before I moved, Annie ran away. Oh, don't get me on. So I do love scrapbooking. Uh-oh, something stuck. Oh, this came off. That's bad news. I need to put that back on there. There's my nieces. We're playing Yahtzee. Simon. Oh, here's a retro. There's a way back when Son and I first met. He doesn't have a mustache anymore. Annie, oh, yeah, sad. There's my mother. Oh gosh, hopefully she's not watching. She'll be mad. Hey, she's looking good there. Not that she doesn't look good now. There's me. So this is a book I made a long time ago. So I want to go back into that. That was as Dee Dee would say, a rabbit trail. All right. So I think I can actually turn the page. I still have some of this black paint which I want to use up. I'll use this doily because it's right here. This is how I art. If I'm arting on the couch, if I'm doing whatever, I just use the same thing. I kind of add layers here and there to pages or art journals that I'm already working on. So long story short, Jerry, I've got at least 15 journals on the go. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Giving Hands Creative. I don't know if I remember your name. Oh, babe, I still have the pictures here. I have some on my fridge, but I just loved her. I remember getting my first Canon SLR. Now, this was, again, 15 years ago. And she was, you know what? She loved it. She was my famous kitty. She was in the Toronto Star. So everybody got to love her. Okay. Or was it the National Post? Anyways, one or the other. Saturday Star, I think. She had a long, long life. I got her when I first moved out on my own at 18. So, whoa, that's bad news. Kiala with the art journaling cards. I'll have to remember. I get confused. People have different names on Instagram, Twitter, and then forget it if they're real names on Facebook. Well, those are black and white pictures. Baby was a torty tabby. So I have lots of pictures of her around too. But that's why I want to go back and do more scrapbooking. Since I've been art journaling, I haven't really done anything with pictures. And yeah, I want to change that up. Okay, let's back to the original page now that I've got down all of my leftover paint. See, I don't think, guys. I just add layers. I just enjoy the process lots of times. The process of creating rather than making a page from start to finish. One of you lovely ladies asked me last night on Facebook, I'm stuck, what do I do next? If I'm stuck, my personal process, if I'm stuck, I turn the page, I go on to something else. Because for me, there's nothing more of a muse killer than sitting there. What am I going to do next? I don't know. You know what I mean? Go on, turn the page, do something else. And the nicknames, All right, so let's just make sure this is dry before we go on. Heat gun. Okay, so my title for this, I think, after doing all this talking, is Don't Look Back. So, let us think. The one thing, I'm standing up now, I feel like Rach. Maybe this will help my art. So, so I'm thinking, I wanted to do, or I originally thought, okay, I'm going to use these letters. These just, ginormous. I got these at the Dollarama too. Stencils. But if I did that, it would have to be in black. Maybe I should do it in gesso. Or if I do it in gesso, then I can color it in a different color. Okay, we'll do it in gesso. Oh, congratulations, Kathy. Okay, so these stencils are loved. I don't know if they still sell these ones. Maybe somebody can let me know. So I'm going to bounce on some gesso. I will not, I'll wait. I usually wait till this dries and then I cut off a part, but I'm just going to go on to the next. Just using some Daler Rowney gesso from Walmart. I like it because it's smooth. Yeah, it's true, Gene. You really got it. Like, all the different Dollaramas have different things and different... Oh, Dollarama reminds me. Can I tell you how disappointed I am of the Tim Holtz sprayer? Can I say it? You know why? This is what I'm talking about. Because he took a design, or I shouldn't say he, I'm not, let me rephrase that. This reminded me of one that I had from 20 years ago, except the one I had from 20 years ago had a space in here where you could put different markers. And this one, well, I guess that did come out. Maybe I thought, maybe I need to take it back. Maybe I'm the idiot. That I was so angry that I couldn't use my like regular Crayola markers, bigger markers. But maybe this is making a liar out of me. Maybe this did come out. I'm going to have to apologize. Now, Sharpie. Let's try Sharpie. All the pens you saw the other day. I know. Maybe I just need to make a complete apology. I'm not the idiot. Or Tim, I'm the idiot. Because what I want to use is my Sharpie brush pens. Because I love the Sharpie. Oh, I apologize, Tim. Tim, are you still my husband? Are we still good? I apologize. It was me that was stupid. It was me that was stupid. I am not. I am now absolutely, completely happy. Now let's see what this does. Because I just don't want to use I don't even have any distress markers. Oh, yeah, baby. Sorry, I'm getting excited. Because I lost mine from years ago. Oh, yes. Thanks, Tim. I love you again. I know it didn't come out like the other one did. So I'm happy now. I'm happy. Now it's way worth it. Go out and buy one right now. Wait till I show you. Now I'm so happy. I thought he had made it. I take that. I feel so terrible because I truly thought he would make it so that it would only work with distress markers or Zig pens or whatever. But look, that was a Sharpie brush, and now that'll be permanent, right? Or if we put gesso on top of this, it's going to come through because it's a Sharpie. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm happy. See, Carrie, that's why you brush markers. Okay, I'm happy. Whew! I love you again, Tim Holtz. Oh, I feel like an idiot. Hi, Erica. All right. Don't look back. So, when I line up titles, I don't plan it out. I should. It would kind of be silly if I don't. Other than... Let me rephrase that. I plan it out a little bit because I think, okay, if the D's here, there's O-N-T, and then L-O-O-K, then B-A-C-K. Or sometimes I say, okay, this is the middle of my book. I want the first 3 letters of don't on that side of the page, and then the T on that side. That's kind of my thought process. So I'm going to get the N, and I'll start with the N. Well, because I have so many, brush markers, I have all those Stampin' Up! Ones, and I remember as a kid, like I had this blue one. I think we got it at the Outdoorsman show or something, and I liked it because I could put, You know, it came with some markers. We're still talking about that. Does anyone know what he calls it? I want to use the right word. Spritzer. But anyways, you could use the markers that came with it, or you could use Crayola markers. Oh, bye, Kathy. It's so good to see you. I wanted to say the right name, especially now that I... Oh, now I'm so happy you don't even know. Imagine doing these letters, or smaller letters. Oh, now I've got all these ideas. Okay, so I'm working on both sides so that I know that my title is going to fit in this area. So I'm just dabbing on some gesso. I might have to go back. It's not very nice. It's just called a spritzer because it's not like a mini mister. Distress marker spritzer tool. Thanks, Jean. It's a distress marker spritzer tool, but it also works with Sharpies, brush pens, and hopefully the regular Crayola markers. You know, the big thick fat ones, thick ones. And I'll show you. Oh, I wonder if Simon is still up. Do you think? Time's up too. Simon? Ah, he's in bed. What I'm saying is I want to show you can mask with it, right? Maybe Tim Holtz already showed that. So if you're using a stencil and you're spraying, you're just gonna mask it off with baby wipes, with Post-it notes, so that you don't get spray or ink or paint on the other letters. Okay, so there's don't, and then you'll put an apostrophe there. They work with Copics? Wow. Awesome. Thanks, Rach. Not that I have very many. I only have a few colors, tone colors, I guess. Alright, where's the L. That's a good investment then. They're expensive and like I obviously used a coupon at Michael's. That was a while ago. I bought it, like I said, I bought it a long time ago, and I was so angry that I couldn't, or I thought that I couldn't use it to like the other one used, and I just put it in my tool cart. What an idiot I am. Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to keep bouncing. So again, I use the center of my page as a way to lay out my lettering. So I had 3 letters and 1 over here, so look, like this is, 3 4-letter words. So this time I'm going to have 2 letters on each side of the sorry, Simon's coughing. On the center of the page, and then I'll just have the B, 1 letter and 3 letters on that side. That's just kind of how I line mine up. Remember what I said, the less, if you I try to be wonky. I want to be a little wonky because then when it doesn't work out right, I don't get too flustered. Right? So if you try to do it a little bit wonky, then they all look a little wonky, so it looks like it belongs together. Yeah, no Hobby Lobby here, that's for sure. That's one thing. I'm gonna miss going to the States as much as I was able to working for the box plant. Alright, and then last, okay. Hopefully I'm not boring the pants off of anybody. So I'm doing this with gesso, white gesso, so that it shows up, and I'm probably going to go back in maybe with either line up the stencils again and do a different color, or just color over these with colored pencils, or maybe just outline them in pen, I don't know. But when you do it with the gesso, at least you have I have some options afterwards. Normally I do a lot of my titles in black, but I thought, because we did the arrows in black, it would be too much. Did anybody see Rachel's amazing drawing? I was just in my head thinking about drawing. Wow, what an amazing portrait you've done. But not that everything Rachel does is amazing, but woo, photorealistic pencil drawing, amazing. Okay, we're almost done, my friends. One more letter. You know what? We should test out my new pens, outlining this with my new Derwent pens. See how they work with gesso. Oh, maybe I don't want to do that. Got a little bit of a runny nose, excuse me. Okay, so I can move these. Wow, I definitely used a, look how much gesso I got going on there. So the gesso is very light and it's still see-through. You can still see all the layers underneath that gesso. So even if I outline it, you'll still be able to see what's going on underneath. You know how it's so crazy. I have never lived closer. There's no sidewalks if I go that way, which sounds crazy because I live in a bigger city, but Michael's is maybe a 1-minute drive from my house, 2-minute drive, but there's no sidewalk, so thank goodness I can't walk there. Thanks, guys. Okay, I'm gonna just set to the side here because again I have this much gesso I want to do something with. Let's see. And this is an old Lush catalog. I've told you guys before from, oh, it's a while. But this is a UK Lush catalog. We don't get ones like this up in Canada. Alright, I need to find another stencil here to use this. Oh, no, I don't. Well, I guess I'll just. Why break from tradition? And because this is just my, leftover journal over here, I'm not as precise with my spouncing necessarily. It doesn't matter if I get a perfect letter over here. It's important on the other page because I want to read the title. But I'm just using up some stuff over here, so I don't care if it's wonky or not. I'm really heavy-handed with the paints and gessos today. Yeah, I'm gonna just put something. I can't waste my paint once it's down. I have to use it or I go all crazy, so I'll go back. So this is just a book that I made that holds all of my desk journals, my leftover journals. Right, just getting a stencil over here. Alright, that's got lots of spray ink on the underside of that one. Bye, Linda. There is no locals where I live. Not anymore, that's for sure. No scrapbooking stores anyway. There's one downtown, High Park, Toronto, but I just don't get. I can't tell you the last time I went into Toronto, actually. So So just for a more rough look, I'm scraping this gesso on. And I don't recommend scraping gesso through stencils, guys. You know, you have to be really okay of making a mess and knowing that the paint or gesso in this case is going to go underneath your stencil on the other side, which is going to cause halos and all that goodness. That's kind of the grungy look I'm going for right now. But just a heads up, if you're going to do it this way, expect a mess, be prepared for the mess, and embrace the mess. Because that's what you're going to get. So, okay. I'm going to get a mess. And I just have this little bit left that I can... Oh! I just put my fingers in something that was already wet. That's bad news. Oh my goodness. Making a mess now. Got paint all over the place. I don't know. This is just a jelly print. Add a little gesso to it. There's lots of spray on that page, so it's just going to come through. Okay. I'm going to wipe my hands. We're going to go back to that page. Wow! Going to Spain, that sounds wonderful. You are getting better, Jean. We're so proud of you. We giggle at you, that's for sure, but we love you and we're so proud. Alright. I'm going to get out my heat gun, make sure that this gesso is dry before I attack it with any other marker or such. Heat gun. So I'm just thinking, what do you guys think? Doesn't it need, I think it needs to be outlined in black, those letters. What do you guys think? Get out the black thick pen. Hey Susan. Bye Jeannie. Oh yeah, I gotta put my apostrophe in. Thanks, Jean. Alright, so this this is a Bic Cristal pen at 1.6 millimeter. Those are the thick ballpoint. So the regular ballpoint pen, just a little bit thinner, but I want it to be thick. I absolutely love these pens too, but you know me and Bic pens. They just write over absolutely everything, and being a little bit broader of a tip, it's even better. You don't have to do as many strokes. I don't know if my head's in the way or not. I'm not going to outline every single one of these because we'll be here all day. And we're already we're just over 2 hours of recording. I liked what Jean said yesterday, how she's streaming because it forces herself to actually do something. I agree. So can you tell just from me outlining that D if it made a difference on screen? It's definitely making a difference here. Now, stencils are what, so if you don't feel comfortable doing this freehand, I could put the stencil back on and retrace it, and then it would be absolutely perfect. So, you know, if you like more of that perfect look, you can absolutely. But I make it messy. I'm just gonna do this top. And draw a little apostrophe. There's that silly fly again. Of course, now the apostrophe is right in the middle of the work here. See the difference between the N and the... That makes a big difference, huh? And then I could probably go back and... I don't know, maybe I'll color it orange or something. Because this fluorescent orange from that Peebo. I cannot pronounce this. This is like me saying quinacridone all over again. I can't pronounce it. Anyways, I might color it in orange or something. Right? That fluorescent to tie into this fluorescent that's over here. Pop it back out. I just don't know how well it will work with this because this paint is because it's such a thin paint. I'm not sure, or when I say thin, it's very has a high viscosity, so it's thinner paint than. I'm not sure how it's going to cover, even over gesso, if I'll be able to see something underneath it or not. But you know, like I always say, you can't be afraid to cover up what you've already done. Right? So when I first put down that blue background on top of what I first did, you know, everyone's like, oh no, you ruined it. But you can't be afraid. Can't make cool layers if you don't cover up something that's underneath it. I can probably go back in. I wonder if I have neon Prismacolor pencils. I must. Do they come in neon? PBO. I'm gonna write that down right here. PBO. Might have to do a couple of coats or whatnot. You can't even see. Can you even see that on camera? In real life, I don't know if it's just my lighting. Must be. Because in real life, that's orange. That is bright, bright orange. Bright, bright, bright. So I have to think about that. But I have this. So now that I'm looking at this page, I especially looking at how dark this is. So I'm just going to take some of this. Let's see. See, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. But I'm just taken the flat end of my, well, this is a gift card, but you can use a hotel room key card or whatever kind of scraper you got going on. It just seems so much better. I don't know if you can even see that on camera. So I'm getting a funny glare, I think, from these. Not gonna focus. Maybe not. I don't know what you guys see. What I see is not so not the right colors, that's for sure. So I don't know if I'll go with that orange, but you know, we'll plan it out. I do like how that orange broke up the black. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's just so now that it's not like out in your face. Or it's not, I don't want the black, well, it is the main, one of the main things, but I want to focus again right on my title. And of course, gotta ink the edges. Oh, thanks, Jane. So I'm just taking, oh, this one is dead. Beyond dead. This one can't even get one scrape out of it. Let's see, there's a memory maker in black. Let's see if this works any better. Oh yeah. Oh, I just touched it. I just touched the wet paint I put down. And I'm sure no one's forgotten how much I like to ink the edges, no matter what. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like the fluorescent orange on there, but because I did gesso, I can wipe it back a little bit. Oh, you can't even tell what I'm doing. So I need to finish my layering. I'm gonna add some itty bitty background stamps because you know I still have to do that. I don't know if you guys can see well or not. Got it. So lots of cool layers. Thanks, Jean. Well, that was fun. That was a good, definitely some good practice. I may need to add some washi tape or something. It's just too much right there. Like if I put it down, a couple down, and my goodness, I was just gonna sign off, and I can just sit here and work on this forever. I had to move my washi tapes into this bad boy. My other box outgrew. Okay, let's see. What kind of color of washi tape? Someone give me a good suggestion for washi tape. Thanks, guys. Just when you think you have, oh, I've got so much washi tape, I'll never use all this washi tape, and then you have a project and you're like, okay, what color? I'm gonna use, how about this? Yellow. That may. Oh, Jane. Did you see this at Walmart? Anyone see this washi tape at Walmart? Do they have it in the Walmart in the US? Let me put it on a piece of. There's a Bella on the washi tape. And all these other guys and a New Yorkie like Asha. Punk washi tape. Not exactly good for this project though. I do like the idea of yellow. You think I would own any yellow? Aha! I did snag some of this one up from this is made by Scotch and it's not cheap. No, I haven't, Jerry, but some of my friends have. The wonderful Stray Dreams Julia. Was it Julia? Made me some washi tape? Or am I confusing her with somebody else now? I think it was Stray Dreams Julia. Anyways, yeah. This isn't cheap. I guess it has a lot on it. Let's try it out. So, see how these arrows are going upside down, up and down? In my mind, it would look funny if I put tape like that, because you're going against it. So this is why, in my mind, I'm going to put it up and down. Yeah, lots of people do. It's really cool. And I know lots of people, not that I have tried it, but jelly plating on packing tape. So again, I'm the same way with washi tape. I don't care. I just put it down. If it goes wrinkled, whatever. If the edges not even like this, whatever. M&M's. Let's see. Sometimes I do like to rip my washi tape. But I'm not really, I don't even know if you can see that. I'm not sure. I think that's too many patterns. Maybe it's the blue. Oh, that's going to rip everything. It's staying. Aww. Oh, Bailey's not with you right now, Carrie? He doesn't like the new house? I don't know. I'll have to work on this over here somewhere, but I'll have to think about it. Think about what I want to put there. I'm not sure if this made it better or worse. I think it's too many patterns. Too many patterns over there, but I'll have to see once I put everything, once I do the lettering properly, or finish the lettering up. The blue might look nice over here. Oh, yeah, I can outline around the tape. I do that lots. I think I don't want to use my 1.6 Bic. I want to use the regular Bic. Oh, let's see. I'll use a blue one. And when I do, you know, outline my washi, I just kind of scribble next to it. I don't, again, trying to go perfectly, I would drive myself batty. So I'm going to do it willy-nilly on purpose. I do like that better, Jerry. I don't know if you can see it from there, but I do like how that looks. Oh, that's cute. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go. Oh my goodness! So I'm progressively, you know, last time I did an hour. This time I did 2.5. Thank you so much for joining and listening, and now I am gonna have to put that tape back. Now you guys got me all. But yeah, so I'll be streaming more during the day. I've got to get up earlier because Dee Dee streams at 9. If she jumps on, it's around 9. And usually I'm out walking the dog, so I'm going to have to start getting up at like. They're knocking upstairs. I wonder if it's because I'm talking too loud. Oh, now the dogs are going to go crazy because they're knocking upstairs. Oh boy. Anyway, that's definitely a cue for now. So I'll see you guys on Twitter. I try to pop on Facebook, but let me tell you, it gets me all flustered. So thanks so much for everybody, for everything, everyone. Much love.